Hi, my name is Trainmaster04 and today I'll be reviewing the Wally's gas station from Menards Trains.
Union Pacific 4014. Do you read me? Over. Roger that. Union Pacific 4014. I read you. Over. Start up and stand by. Over. Yes, sir. Start up and stand by.
To start off, let me actually explain what the Menards company is and how did they actually get into the model train business. Menards is traditionally actually a hardware company similar to Lowe's and Home Depot, and also does home appliance stuff such as renovating your home and stuff like that. But about 2 to 3 years ago, they recently got into doing HO and O gauge model trains in the lower market range of O27 trains, otherwise known as traditional trains. Some of the products that Menards offer range from both freight cars, buildings, and even die-cast metal vehicles. For example, in the freight cars, they produce box cars in the O27 traditional size. They also produce flat cars with various loads on them, cabooses, and covered hoppers or uncovered hoppers with simulated coal loads in them. For buildings, they have produced gas stations, grocery stores, and also they've produced skyscrapers of various sizes. Finally, they've also made vehicles in die-cast form, and they range from cab-over trucks, panel trucks, Ford pickup trucks, and even hot rods that date back from the 1950s all the way into the 1960s. Now that you have a better understanding on what Menards is and also what type of products that they produce, let me give a better detail on what this particular building has to offer. This particular product was recently issued in the 2019 to 2020 lineup of Menards products and measures a total length of 15 inches. By the width, it is 9.5, and for the total height is a total of 7 inches. To get these measurements, this building is constructed out of laser cut wood as well as a smattering of plastic here and there. Some of the features that this building has to offer include LED lighting, separately applied and molded in detailing, as well as signage from the 1950s all around the building. And finally, the Shell sign on top of the building is motorized and is able to turn around 360 degrees when the building has power. Now that you know what this building has to offer, let me take a closer look at this building and show you all of the detailing all around it. Looking at the main side front of the building, looking towards the base, you can see that Menards did a wonderful job on weathering it and detailing it to make it look like it is old and used. When I say this, I mean they were able to put stress cracks into the plastic tarmac. Looking towards the left corner, you can see that there's a typical 1950s Art Deco look flare coming off the side of the building, and also a good-looking Shell sticker for a nice little touch. Looking in the back corner itself, you can see that there is some separately applied detailing in the form of a dolly, 2 tires, and an oil can. Looking at the back wall, there are 2 garage bay door windows, which I should mention that this building does not have interior detail, so because of that, Menards just black out the windows for any of the windows on this building. And above those 2 garage bay doors, we can see that this door is meant for tire changes, and this one is meant for lubrication. Looking in between the 2 garage bay doors, we can see that there is a separately applied plastic barrel, and also there is a guy walking out from the office door, and again is separately applied, as well as a Pepsi-Cola vending machine. Looking at the front corner of this building, starting towards the left, you can see that here is the first set of 3 gas pumps that are mounted onto this separately applied base. And what's interesting is that these gas pumps, or more specifically the globes, actually illuminate when the building has power to it. So what Menards did, how they were able to do this, was they were able to put a little LED inside each globe, and it would put off a bright light, making it look like it would illuminate, in which it does. Looking beside the gas pumps, you can see that there is a rack that has simulated oil cans, and right next to the oil can rack there is a plastic, separately applied plastic air hose for airing up your tires. Looking at the front corner of the building, you can first see that on top of the building there is some more advertising in the form of the name of the gas station, which is Wally's. Looking underneath the sign, you can see that there is some more windows, which is curved, but the windows are blackened out since, again, this building does not have a detailed interior. Looking in front of the curved section of the building, you can see that there is a dog, more specifically a German Shepherd. Now, you may be thinking, oh, maybe it's just some type of fad, just specific for this building, but actually no. This German Shepherd actually is named Jack, and Jack actually makes an appearance on almost all Menards buildings because Jack is actually their slogan dog, or their advertising dog, I guess you can say. Looking in front of the building itself, you can see that there are 3 gas pumps right in front of the building. Now, these 3 gas pumps are actually pretty unique in the sense that they are, again, detailed for the 1950s era, but also the globes actually do illuminate when the building is turned on. Looking past the gas pumps, there is a oil can rack with some oil can stickers and a separately applied plastic piece that I believe represents as the air hose to air hose stand to air up your car's tires. Looking at the other corner, you can get a better view of the other side of the building as well as the end of the curved section on the corner. Here we can again see some more stress cracking in the tarmac here and here, and also some more hand painted separately applied figures, one here and one down in the back corner. Also, here is another set of 3 gas pumps, and again, these globes are illuminated when the building is turned on, as well as another oil can rack and another separately applied air hose stand. Looking in the far back corner, we can see there's a little porthole window, an office door, 2 trash cans, as well as some more tires and another stick-on Shell logo. Now, before I show you the back side of this building, I do want to say that this building has LED lighting that runs the length of the awning in this building. And again, they do come on when this building has power, which I will show you later on in this video. Looking at the back of the building, starting at the left, you can see that there is again another Shell logo, but this time it looks more older, or it looks much more worn, older, and weathered. Past that, we can see some more gas station advertising in the sense of service with a smile. And also right here is the outside plug to plug in the power pack for this building. There is another plug-in underneath the building, which I will show you soon. And past the plug, there is a separately applied door with, again, blackout windows. And finally, a 1950s Pepsi-Cola advertising. Looking at the other side of the building, you can see that there is 2 separately applied windows that are again blacked out, and also a Pennzoil Oil Company logo, which figures since this is a gas company and also service station. And finally, on this flare of the building, there is yet another weathered and worn out Shell logo. Looking on top of the building, on the roof, you can see that there is some more molded in detailing as well as some more separately applied detailing. The roof itself is made to look like a tarmac roof, but that has been there for a good amount of time. So Menards actually weathered it in the sense of putting some dry brushing white paint or chalk on it. Right here is some separately applied AC detailing for AC units in the form and is made out of laser cut wood. Looking in this area, the circular area, we can see that here is the motorized shell sign, which again does rotate in 360 degrees when the building has power. Now, what's interesting about this sign or this area is that there are little LED lights, one here, 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 and it just continues along around it. And when the building is turned on, the LED lights light up against the shell sign, acting like it's like a spotlight to illuminate the shell sign. Finally, before I actually show you what this building looks like when it has power to it, let me actually show you what I was talking about earlier about the other plug underneath the building. So let me lift it up real quick, and looking on the underneath of it, it's just a simple blank wooden piece or piece of wood. But right this hole, you can actually pull out this plug. Now this plug is the plug that I'm actually talking about. So why did Menards actually have two of these plugs? Well, the idea is that if you have a layout that was temporary or you didn't want to drill a hole on the top of your layout, the idea is that the plug on the back would be the plug that you would plug in the other end, in this case, this end, your power source. You would plug it into the back one and you're ready to go. But if you have a layout like mine that is more scale or realistic, I guess you could say, and you are able to actually drill holes through the top of the table, that's where this plug comes in. So you would be able to drill a hole where this square is, run your other end up through the hole, and be able to plug it straight into the joining end. And if you want to move the building, you just simply unplug it, tuck it back in, and then you're ready to go. Now that you've seen all of the detailing and what this building has to offer, let me actually show you what it looks like when it's turned on. But before I plug it in, let me actually make a note by saying that this building or any Menards buildings do not come with the power pack. Instead, you actually have to buy that separately. But thankfully, Menards was not, I guess you could say, in quote, smart in the sense of price gouging these power packs, but instead you can get a simple small one that would power either a vehicle which Menards does sell vehicles that have lights in them, or a small building like this. But they also offer larger power packs that can power one large building or two small buildings with a vehicle joined to it. Now, what are the prices for those? Well, the prices for the power packs usually range from $10 to $20. So again, not price gouging, but the only downside is you got to spend more money in order to have a working building. Well, I've got my power pack plugged into the outlet, and also I've got the other end connected to the port in the back of the building. So without further ado, let me turn on the power pack via a outlet and let's see what happens. Alrighty, so the building is now lit up and the sign on top of the building is now rotating. Let me take a closer look and actually show you what I mean by the LED lightings around this building. Again, taking a look at the front side of the building, starting at the back, you can see that now the building is actually illuminated, or the sidewall of the building is now illuminated by LED lighting underneath the awning. Now, this allows anybody to be able to see all of the finer detailing and also gives it a nice look. Looking at the gas pumps, like I was telling you earlier, they actually illuminate due to there being an LED light. So let me put my hand behind it, and you can see that the globes are actually glowing. Looking at the front side of the building, again you can see that the LED strip lighting is producing a great amount of light onto the sides of the building. And again, here are the other set of gas pumps, which again the globes are actually glowing. Finally, looking on top of the roof at the circular area of the roof, you can first notice that the shell sign is actually spinning in a 360-degree radius. And also, like I was showing you earlier, the LED lights are now illuminating onto the shell sign itself. Now that you've seen this building when the lights are turned on, let me actually put this building back to where it originally was on my layout and show you what it looks like in the dark. Now that I've got this building back into its position on my layout and plugged back in, let me show you what it looks like when the lights are turned off. As you can see, the LED lights that are on this building actually put off a great amount of light. For example, looking around the room of my layout, I can see the LED lights actually shining onto the ceiling. And also, you can see that it still produces enough light that you can still see all of the detailing around and on the building itself. And also, if you're wondering where that pickup truck came from and you want to know more about it, I'll be doing a product review on some of Menards' lighted and unlighted trucks or vehicles in the near future. Well, it is about time for me to end this video, but before I do, let me answer the two questions on how much does this particular building cost, and also, what is my personal opinion about this building? Well, to start off, the original MSRP price from Menards is right at $90. Now, considering how the quality of the building is to what is actually offered to the building, I would say that is actually a wonderful price. Thinking about that, you actually get LED lighting, you get a whole bunch of detail for what it's worth, a lot of advertising, and it is made out of a great quality material. Now, if you're interested in one of these buildings and you think that you would want one of these buildings, which again, these Menards do make HO variations of these buildings, where would you actually find one of these? Well, if you have a Menards store in your area, you can likely find one of these buildings or any of their O-Gauge and HO products at that store. But if you do not have a local Menards store, you can go onto their website at www.menards.com and search for train stuff, and you should be able to see all of the train related products that they offer. Now, I will leave a link in the description to their train stuff so that it'd be a lot easier for you to find it. Now let me answer the question on what's my personal opinion about this building. Well, for the price, for what it's worth, and just how great it is with all the colors and the era of styling it is based off of, it's just a wonderful piece to add to my collection. It is a wonderful building that I would suggest to anybody who is trying to model a sleepy town in the 1950s or even into the late 1960s. This building would be great for that type of layout because it's just well made in the sense of quality-wise. Now, there are a few spots where the glue shows, but for $90, that's just a steal. And that's primarily why Menards stuff is actually becoming the hot topic, because they are producing stuff that is great quality and at a low price. And also, it's just fun. Their stuff is just made for the realistic person, but has enough enough of the toy kind of feeling that you feel like you aren't getting a high-end model that just fits right in between. So overall, it's just a great product. But anyway, it's time for me to wrap up this video, but before you go, please click on the subscribe button so that you won't miss another product review or another train-related video that I produce in the near future. And also, if you like this video, please press the like button. This lets me know that you actually enjoyed it, and also that you would like to see more of these kind of videos. But anyway, my name is Trainmaster04, and I'll be seeing you next time.